Hello and welcome to my proof of completion video for the Light Kaizo Romhack Beauty. I love this Romhack. It was a perfect difficulty for me. This introduction here is going to be the perfect introduction to its difficulty. It is Light Kaizo, meaning it is easy for a Kaizo, hard for a casual. But, again, perfect for me. All of my previous proof of completion videos were never commentated like this. They always existed, not to be videos that should be watched, but more so just proofs and nothing further. This one, I felt like trying to commentate, and maybe this could be an actual video worth watching. My commentary currently is post-commentated for full disclosure, but it is one take. I only get one take in this, so good luck me, I guess. The thing you need to know about this ROM hack, it is created by the creator UncaughtReference. According to them, for proof purposes, you only have to prove that you can get from checkpoint to checkpoint. Those blue diamonds in the introduction were checkpoints. So you will see no cuts in my gameplay other than when I first touch checkpoints. And then I will show the proof of me getting from checkpoint to checkpoint. Fun fact about this hub, as we enter the hub here, get through the prologue. I actually died in this hub on my first time, not recorded, because there's a spring that you have to jump on, and that spring was not labeled. Many springs in ROM hacks are never labeled, whether the hack creator expects you to hold neutral or up, and you always die to the first spring. And this ROM hack, no matter how good it is no different. Not a complaint, it's just funny. Anyway, on to course 1, Fluxus Aquae. I'm pretty sure it means like flowing water in Latin. I say I'm pretty sure. I googled it so that I would look smart. Anyway, good first level. That slope, see, you can get quote-unquote soft-locked on that slope, quote-unquote, because if you hit L in this hack, you will get a instant like respawn at the previous checkpoint. You'll see me pausing here, by the way, because I am pause buffering my side flips. Sorry. Sorry if that makes you disappointed in me, because I have to pause buffer side flips sometimes due to just me being big stupid. Anyway, here's another cut, probably. Oh no, I actually don't cut here because I do this checkpoint in one try. But cool little trick here with amps. Of course, if you touch an amp, it zaps you and you fall all the way to the floor regardless of your height, which means we do fall far enough into the water to activate that switch. Activating these arrows, getting up here. I believe this next checkpoint was a really difficult section. Lots of, momentum jump. I don't know if you were meant to do a wall kick there, but I did the wall kick, and then, navigating around slopes. Wall kick holdback, which I don't know what the community accepted term for that is. I call it a wall kick holdback. Triple jump. That little sequence there took a lot of tries. A lot of attempts. But anyway, on to the next checkpoint. It's funny because I recorded this a couple weeks ago, so some of this is going to be me reacting. Oh, yeah. So this is a trick where if you ground pound perfectly perpendicular to a slope like that, it'll remember. So, and then you don't touch the analog stick, you tap A, you'll actually jump in the direction you came at the slope from and slide perfectly perpendicular down the slope. It's really interesting. I don't know why this works. Why it works that way. These screws are scary because they're so teeny tiny. A lot of this is probably going to be, I don't remember what happened in this level, and then I'll see it and I'll be like, oh yeah. And actually, fun fact, I believe the first half-ish of this video is dedicated to the 5 main stars of this hack, and the second half-ish is dedicated solely to the finale, because the finale was brutally difficult. I also want to show a lot of my fails on the finale, because it's just getting to see more of this hack. I'm kind of meandering here because I got here first try and there's like nowhere to die. I do read this sign, which, this is just a swim check. It wants you to swim. You don't even have to swim optimally. Like, I'm not even the best Mario 64 swimmer, but it's like really easy. So I'm swimming, and then I see it out of the corner of my eye on the left. There's a 1-up. We did see a thing on the ship in the hub that was like, oh, a number of 1-ups collected. So I was like, oh, okay, if it's being tracked, you know what, maybe I will go back, take the time to grab this 1-up. Why not? I'm being very careful how I'm handling this slope because I don't want to accidentally, if you're facing upwards on a steep slope like that, if you can't jump kick, you have to jump dive. That's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of jump diving to my death for no reason while trying to get the 1-up. But anyway, finally through the water, we teleport to the next location. Oh, I'm not quite. I gotta do some wall kicks and fail some wall kicks. Proving, by the way, that this hack doesn't have fall damage. I don't think that ever comes into play, but it's worth noting, I guess. This section is super awkward because you lose all momentum the second Mario's feet leaves the conveyor belts. So you gotta jump on the conveyor belts as late as possible. Another checkpoint there. I actually loaded checkpoint there just so I would have a nice cut in the video, but I'm pretty sure I actually did this first try. Maybe it was second try. But the box... Oh, no, it was definitely second try. Because I died to that fucking conveyor belt in the front, in the beginning. I'm pretty sure that Red Skull texture is quicksand. I never died to it, so I can't prove it. And there was no, like, sandy sound when we landed on it. But anyway, we get a boss stage. And for every boss stage, you can choose either hard or easy. At first, I choose easy because I'm, you know, I'm afraid. I have no idea what's about to happen. So, let's see what happens. Boxes, short lava, or slow lava is what that said. Excuse me, I can't read. This boss is pretty simple. He has 3 weak points. You need to pick up a box and throw it at the 3 weak points. Not too shabby. I have a bottle of water here. I might take a sip from it. You'll see that there is lava slowly coming up and down through the floor that can burn you. It's like not an obstacle at all. I'm literally just stalling to wait for the lava. Kill the guy. Star spawns on the other side. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just walk over to it. Surprised that doesn't stop the lava. But I was like, you know what? That was really easy. Let's try it again. Let's do it on hard this time. I did load a checkpoint there. On hard, the boxes were replaced with bob-ombs, which don't... No, they do respawn. They're just... they have timers. And the lava is much faster. This does not make this fight that much harder. The bob-ombs do respawn if you walk far enough away, but they start walking around. So they might be a little bit cumbersome. But all in all, this first boss fight is extremely easy, even on the hard mode. So this gave me the false confidence of being like, okay, so for all future boss fights, I should just start out on hard mode and do every boss fight on hard mode. Not just boss fights. I should, anytime it asks me whether I want to do something on easy or hard mode, I should pick hard mode every time. I almost died of the lava there. This will have consequences later in the playthrough. But anyway, we're back to the hub, and then I do the thing that I did in all of my old proof of completion, like my uncommentated proof of completions, where I always die immediately after, so there would be a nice black screen to cut to and from. Anyway, on to World 2. We do have to do this thin wall kick section here. Not quite as thin as Thins, if you know, you know. But it can look a little sketchy. It's like not hard at all. But it looks a little sketchy. Anyway, on to course 2, which is called Astral Sands. I looked at my note card. It's right there on the screen. I could have just read the screen. This is the strangest level. So we got to slide down this thing backwards. Navigate a slope backwards. That was a super cool obstacle. And then hoo up the hill. This is the strangest, and I don't want to say least focused, because that feels like an insult. It was just the strangest level. We'll just leave it at that. Nice triple jump, slope jump, thingamajig. Get the checkpoint. You should, by the way, and then I think I press L here to reset. No, I don't. You should be able to tell... Actually, I wasn't listening for this in editing. You should be able to tell whenever I load stay at a checkpoint, or whenever I load a checkpoint, and like how many tries it took me based on how far along the music is-ish. Because if you hear a skip in the music, you'll be like, oh, okay, he just, you know, he cut out space between checkpoints. I think a lot of these levels would probably be above my pay grade if I had to do them all without checkpoints. I think that would be a bit much for me. So I'm very grateful for the checkpoints. This is very much a full of checkpoint proof of completion, and I'm not ashamed of that. That long jump with the low roof was pretty cool. Go me, I guess. I'm taking this red coin section super slowly, super carefully. I have no idea why I'm doing it this slowly and carefully, because like if you die, you're just right there. I guess because regardless of ease of access, nice little wall kick there so that I'm butt sliding and can more easily control myself on that slope. Because I don't want to have to recollect reds, even if it was so short. Anyway, this section is interesting because anytime you go over one of these star cutouts, it like puts you in double jump state and gives you a vertical boost of momentum. Important to note that it puts you in double jump state because you can dive into them, you can kick into them and whatnot. The spikes instantly kill you. That's a super cool section. It doesn't look cool because it went by so fast. This right here, just hold forward. Well, yeah, just hold forward to get over this cactus. Wind mechanics are super, like, they fight with you a lot. Good luck. I don't know. I don't really have advice for this. Then here you just hold forward to get through the snuffets. Again, I don't really know how that works. There's a cut. Goomba, just hold forward. Just believe, just hold forward and believe until the alto, the stop sign, will stop you. And then don't stop. Now the game is telling you to hold forward. You can do dive rollouts on these switches. I do a kick there. Pretty cool looking. And then we're on to our boss fight. Again, a weird level with weird mechanics, but whatever. It was cool. I'm down. Boom. Of course, we choose hard for frequent lightning strikes. This is probably the boss fight I remember the least. The lightning does not knock you back. It just deals damage. So you're basically constantly taking damage, and you're on a time limit, and that's how this fight works. It's just an obstacle course. You know, do the obstacle course with a time limit, with a flavorful lightning-themed time limit. We get to see the stars that we saw earlier in the level. We get to see the wind. Here we're doing a books wall kick. And then 3 last pounds. I don't think I ever entered red health or even came close to it. One of the probably, well, I was going to say the easiest boss fight, but I don't know. The first one's also really, really easy. I'm like recording, right? Not streaming. Okay. That would be awkward. Did that say not a fan? Sorry, I'm watching in a little tiny baby window. Anyway, doing another proof of completion. Black screen cut. See you later. And then on to course 3, Skyzo City. I wonder if this ROM hacker was inspired by Dram World 3. Well, Dram World in general, for one. Maybe not even Dram World, just like Super Mario World Kaizo hacks in particular, because Skyzo is a very common, like, naming scheme for Mario World Kaizo levels. And there is one in... I was reminded of Dram 3, and there's another thing later in the hack that reminds me of Dram 3 that I'll go over when we get there. Here I do another pause buffered side flip. What is a pause buffered side flip? You're holding left on the analog stick, and then you pause, so that on the next frame, when you're unpause, you can be holding right on the analog stick and get a free guaranteed turn around without Mario flying off the handle and flying to his death. That side flip took me a couple tries to learn, and I do it without pause buffering. Fun fact, did ya know? Lots of wall kicks here. That is quicksand that will kill you, and you gotta dodge these amps. Good level? Yes, definitely. I actually really like the lead up here. Not to say I don't like the rest of it, but I really like the lead up, like the first half of this level a lot. It is super comfortable. It is super, like, feels good. Watch me QSLG this. This quicksand to save myself. Okay, here we're gonna get into something interesting. Because I don't remember how much of this I show. We'll see. I think I come over here. Yeah. So that pink diamond we'll talk about later. There's a 1-up here hanging on the side of this ledge. And I really wanted this 1-up for some reason. I wanted to prove that I could get it and survive. So this is me getting this 1-up. And there's another 1-up that I'll get immediately after it. Skadoosh. I don't know why I said that. It's perfect. Great design. I felt so good finally getting that. It took me way more tries than it should have. I get the second 1-up, and then I'm like, okay, I kind of want to lock in my 1-up if that's even a mechanic. So I jump down to quote-unquote lock in my 1-ups, because I don't understand how that works, how this ROM hack tracks 1-ups, if it's actually tracking them or how it works. I get the checkpoint to quote-unquote lock in my 1-ups, and then I die. And then I'm like, okay, now I want to check to see if the 1-ups respawn, because that will prove to me whether 1-ups get locked in or not. And sure enough, this 1-up respawned, so they probably don't get locked in. Okay, what's in this chimney? It's the next part of the level. Okay, let's go back to the hub real quick. I don't know, where am I going? Go back. Go the other way, Mario. Thank you. Let's check the 1-up counter to see if we can glean some information. Because if there are collectible 1-ups, you know, I wanna be in on the joke, right? I want to collect them all. 1-ups collected 9. This, to me, I believe included the, like, backflip 1-ups that I got and still died anyway. I don't believe locking in your 1-ups is a real thing. Therefore, for the rest of this hack, I don't care about 1-ups. Because it doesn't actually actively track your 1-ups, it's just a counter that gets incremented. I don't care about 1-ups. Anyway, with that aside, I do show I'm replaying the beginning Because if you load back into the level, you don't have your checkpoint anymore. So just for complete and utter posterity, I'm not cutting out my second, you know, time making it through this level again. Just for, you know, proof purposes, right? Because I did have to restart this level again, I might as well show that for proof, you know, as a result of having to do the one-up experiments. And since we're just going through old obstacles, this would be a good opportunity for me to sip some water. Goo Lagoon. Anyway, I made it through like the past 2 checkpoints like without needing to load them. So basically what I'm saying is I'm a gamer. Anyway, into the chimney to see the next mechanic that we have to worry about. We have a vanish cap and these pink diamonds. The pink diamonds reset your cap timer. So you need to make sure you run through them as you do these obstacles. The cap timer is also like pretty strict, so you have to make sure you touch them. Here I missed the diamond, but it's okay because you're supposed to wait for the vanish cap to run out anyway. Doesn't matter, never punished. Cool little section, basically a tutorial for the pink diamond mechanic, because when you get out here, this is your new checkpoint. You have to do this section real quick. I screwed this one up a lot, actually, because I kept missing this diamond that I just touched. I could do the wall kicks just fine, they're not a problem, but it was like lining them up so I would actually hit the diamonds was really rough for me. Anyway, now we get to do the same thing, but with the metal cap. And we get to play around with underwater metal cap mechanics, something I don't have a lot of experience with. A couple Romhacks here and there will have like one underwater metal cap star like this. I learned a lot from this. For one, the metal cap is super flighty. Like, you take super wide turns. You actually have a lot of control in the air. Not 100% like perfect control in the air, but you do have a very wide turn radius. The other thing that you should take away from this section is jump off of platforms as late as you possibly can to give yourself as much time in the air as you can. Anyway, onto the boss. Easy versus hard, 8 seconds versus 5 seconds of cap timer, because you do have to do this boss. You got to touch all of the green goopy guys with the metal cap. Now, I had a problem with this first guy, like every time, like I missed him every time. That was consistent. So instead I just settle, I say, okay, what I'm going to do then is just go forward. It's okay, you know, don't panic, and then just go back for him, refresh. Metal cap timer here. Kill that guy. Refresh timer again. Just barely get the refresh in. I guess I could have just grabbed another metal cap. I don't know. You can't touch these guys if you don't have the metal cap, they'll knock you down and you'll die. Which is why you need the metal cap, if you're wondering. But anyway, yeah, so a little bit of awkward routing there because I do have to go back. But we get it. This wall kick is super sick. Refresh my timer yet again. And the last guy is right there. So not too shabby. It took me more tries than any of the previous bosses for sure. Is it the hardest one? Yes, it might be. I don't remember what... I'm not going to remember what the other boss fights look like until we see them, and then I go, oh, yeah. Anyway, pretty rough. But we got there. Pardon the squeaky chair if that's getting picked up on the recording. Once again, die for the nice clean cut. And on to course 4, Ethereal Castle, I believe. Yeah, Ethereal Castle. Which is, okay, this is the weirdest level for sure, because it involves a lot of these heave-hoes. So heave-hoes and springs, momentum jump, heave-ho, and then it expects you to ledge grab this, which takes me like 3-4 tries. No, it doesn't. It expects you to triple jump, momentum jump. I thought that icon on the wall was a ledge grab, and it was confused for the longest time. Anyway, onto this. Press Z exactly where you see the Z button. You have to press Z a little bit in front of the heave-ho box so that the heave-ho will actually catch you. It's, timing is probably my worst skill in video games, so this one was a little rough for me, but very doable. I'm so bad at timing, it's insane. This one is cool. The spring lines you up for these cool wall kicks. Hit the heave-ho. Do some more wall kicks. This is a super sick section. Bounce off the Goombas by coincidence. Boom, boom. You can actually miss those Goombas if RNG makes that happen, but you don't die if you miss that Goomba, so it's not the end of the world. Here we have a crossovers, classic Kaizo obstacle crossovers section. You got to crossover onto this heave-ho. Use the spring to set up another crossover. I save the fail there. So that you can jump up and over the spring, land up here. On to the next heave-ho. I actually missed the checkpoint there. I have to go back for it, which is why it doesn't cut immediately. Now we can cut. Funnily enough. Actually, I wonder if that was even a cut. If I just, like, hit the restart button for a clean cut and didn't even need it. Because momentum jumps, baby. Momentum jumps are so fun and clean and easy. I love momentum jumps. Anyway, onto the boss. You gotta land on 6 heave-hos. You make progress by touching a heave-ho. I don't know that this took me even, like, more than a single try. This is a nothing burger. I don't know why I paused there. Except for this last one, you do have to react to it and successfully do the momentum jump. This momentum jump is pretty easily chokeable, actually. You'll actually notice that I mess up the momentum jump and save it with a wall kick. And then now I have to do this awkward backup where I, good luck ground pound, where I go up the slope and turn around and have to do a slope jump now with ground pounds. If I had never beaten Senseless Delirium, I would not know how to do these slope mechanics. So shout out Senseless Delirium. I'm very grateful that I beat Senseless Delirium because it taught me so much about Kaizo. I love Senseless Delirium. But anyway, I just barely make it up here with that wall kick hold back. Jesus. Yeah, so that boss is like nothing until you fuck up the momentum jump and have to do a backup. And then it's like, uh-oh. Anyway, onto the 5th and final star level. Holy Forest is up next. Gotcha. Starting out with some Goomba bounces, everybody's favorite. This music is so scary. What the hell? It's not music. Is it music? Anyway, one up. Funny. I love when I do the attempt, or I love when I do the obstacle on the first attempt because you can see how much I just stand there for a while and do nothing. This reminds me of like Sonic Adventure 1. Anyway, onto the forest proper. We got boos. The red boos have 1 health, and the green boos have 2 health. I think this is Celeste music. Careful. Here for this one, you need to hit the switch and then stall. Which is not hard at all. Be good at your like long jump control. Be good at like one of the easiest fucking mechanics in the entire game. The only way to win. There's even some leeway on this. You can skip 1 red boo and still have plenty of time. You might even be able to skip 2 red boos if you're nasty with it. This obstacle's hard. Lava bounces, and then like positioning your lava bounces so that you bounce off of the enemies. It looks really cool, and it feels really cool. And then all of the lava bounces after this are pretty free. I'm pretty sure, like making it to this section for my first time was the time I succeeded. Oh, maybe not. I might have missed the one in the ring. I don't remember. But if at worst, second try. Because these kinds of lava bounces, you just have to believe that you'll get the coins, and then you will. Next section, you have to touch all of the spikes in the room to die, and it'll move you on to the next room. Feels like a minigame room. Again, I'm only showing the successful attempts. Here, you just have to make sure you hit the first one at the right angle, and you're good. Here, I don't know, like, how strict this is, because that's quicksand. The leaves are like quicksand. I don't know, if you have to be as careful as I'm being, but I'm being super careful here. Because I do not want to get flown into quicksand. Last one literally doesn't matter. I don't know. Anyway, this one is a nice, like, change of pace, because you got to dodge the coins. Super cool. This long jump, oh, it's a triple jump dive. I was like, how do you do this? Oh yeah, right, I did it. Long jump through the ring of coins. Super cool. There's only 1 spike remaining, so if you collect a single coin, you lose. And then onto the boss stage. I explored this room a little bit because, I mean, come on, it's a cool looking room. Abundance of fire spewers is a terrifying thing to read. Luckily, it's not an abundance at all. You just gotta touch this demon guy 6 times, and the fire spewers, like, literally never get in your way. This is cake. This is also a nothing burger. So the only boss fight that was really hard is Skyzo City. For now, the only boss fight of the main 5 stages that's really hard is Skyzo City. Or no, sorry. Yeah, Skyzo City with the pipes. funny, this reminds me of the funny stairs that I'm such a fan of. Oh, so big a fan of. Bonk into him, and then this spring will take you straight to the star. Or will it? Were you supposed to hold forward or neutral in that spring? Actually, I think the star is close enough to it that it doesn't matter. I think it works out either way. And then on to the finale, which I believe on Star Display is called Randamu Castle. Is it Randamu? I don't know. I don't know what that's a reference to. Or if it's a reference to anything. Maybe the hack creator. Oh, you know what? I just got the joke. It's random. It's the word random. I just got it. Anyway. This. And I mean, come on. Would it be a light Kaizo without a mandatory BLJ? On to the finale. You get to choose either easy or hard. Easy is 5 rooms that are set, and there's checkpoints between all the rooms. Hard is 3 random rooms, and you have to do all 3 of them in a row without dying. We will be seeing failed attempts here, because I want to show you as many rooms as I can. There's way more rooms than I ever expected there to be. I have a number I believe there is, and I'll talk about that later. First room I get that I'm able to complete is this weird one, which you just have to slide kick. Not too bad. Not too bad. And then it's like, okay, will I get the 3 in a row? Anytime I clear in a room, I'm going to show whether I clear the next room or not. Is this the attempt? Will I get 3 in a row? Look at the video playtime and find out. This is another really easy one. This momentum jump one is not too shabby. So I do actually clear the... Maybe this is the attempt. Maybe I just get the first attempt. Maybe I just get it first to try, and then we just see the rest of the... you know, I just show the rest of the rooms. This is also a momentum jump, and I fuck it up. Which sets you back down to, you know, 0 cleared rooms. This is a really easy room. There's, like, no reason to die here. I actually got the easiest seed in the world on my first try. I should have, like, taken it all the way. This room is horrible. Because it is a crossover room. However, I misread and misunderstood the crossovers. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a second. First, I gotta get around this quicksand. Surely I get around this quicksand. I do, actually. There are spikes that we'll see in a second, and there's a gap in the spikes at the very tippy top of the room. And so I assumed that I had to go to the top and go up and above the spikes, but the spikes are very close to the ceiling. Wow, that's how I die? I didn't even die to the spikes. We didn't get to see the spikes yet. The spikes are super close to the ceiling, so you will hit your head, not make it over, and then hit the spike and die. In actuality, and this took me like an hour to an hour and a half to figure out, you can just go around the spikes. Here's the spikes. You could just go around them. You could just bring Mario towards the camera and go around them. It's the easiest thing in the world. I don't know why it took me an hour to figure that out. Ugh. What does the next room look like? Oh, the pole jumping room. This room is free. This is cake. You should never die to this. This is the other thing that leads me to believe that they were maybe inspired by either Dram World or Mario World Kaizo Romhacks. There's a obstacle exactly like this in Dram World 3, right? The Dram World 3 castle it shows you there's like 7 rooms or so, and you have to do all of them in a row without dying. But if you die to one of them, it resets your counter, but you still keep doing that same room as the first room over and over again until you beat it. So I wonder if this hack creator was inspired by Dram World 3 or Dram World in general. Because that's what those are the vibes I got. That's what it reminded me of. Anyway, how do we do this obstacle? So clearly I need to triple jump over this line of spikes and just like dive for no reason and dive for no reason. No, in actuality, you're supposed to long jump into this fire and then navigate these slopes with the momentum that the fire is giving you. Don't ever hit the jump button here. Just trust that Mario will make it to the next platform. It's a cool section, and one I probably should have been able to sight read. Next, we get the momentum jump again. Okay, pretty low, so surely I can do this one. Yes, of course I can, because momentum jumps are fun and easy. And then we get this. This is the room of hell. This is the gatekeeper. This is the gatekeeper of hell. Horsehead and Oxface right here. Because this obstacle is insanely difficult. Actually, it's insanely chokeable, because you have to long jump kind of closer to the bottom of the slope and then get yourself higher up, and you got to make sure you're turning around well on these slopes, and it's just... This is one of the harder rooms for sure. It's doable. As you can see, I just did it. Exceedingly difficult, however, to get it right. Another new room. No, this is not the new room. This is not a new room. I did this room first. So we know how to do this one, so I should be able to do this one. Sure enough, nice little slide kick. If you slide kick on quicksand, it doesn't kill you for 1 bounce. Fun fact. And then I get to this. Like, silos and slopes, tops. I'm completely clueless. You'll see I'm just walking around. I'm literally trying to make sense of what I'm seeing. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I actually, like, completely floored, flabbergasted. I have no idea. Completely clueless. What's interesting is that this room doesn't have the red fog. I was kind of under the impression that the red rooms were like hard mode rooms and these are easy mode rooms. How is this an easy mode room, bro? This is way harder than some of the hard mode rooms. So maybe that isn't the case. I don't know. But this is what I came up with. Okay, I can go around, I can do wall kicks here, but then what do? I can get up here on top of the slope and then I fall off and I try to hold back to maybe get the wall kick input, but I just die. So here's what I came up with. You go up and over the slopes and do slope jumps. Very easily chokeable. It looks easy. I promise it's not. It's one of the harder rooms in my opinion. And then we're back to the gatekeeper of hell. Great. I love being here. Maybe I'll get it first try. No, of course I won't get it first try. You fool. Take another sip of water while I navigate this. This also is an obstacle that if I hadn't have played Senseless Delirium, I would have no idea how to do that. Senseless Delirium taught me slope mechanics. Oh, okay, we know how to do the fire one. Surely I should... Okay, just run into the first spike and die instantly. Great. Yeah, but the moral of this story, I think, is thank you, Senseless Delirium. If you're watching this and you... Well, first of all, nobody's watching this. But thank you, I guess. If you're watching this and you want to get into Light Kaizo, play Senseless Delirium. You will learn so much about this game. Another new room here. And it is a QSLG room. Speaking of Kaizo mechanics, the quicksand ledge grab. You're expected to, I assume, QSLG onto that ramp. And then there's a section where you gotta do wall kicks. QSLG over to the right here. I'm like trying to make sense of it. Good, he figured it out. And then you gotta do the thing I was trying to do in the previous room where you hold back a little bit so that you have enough momentum to initiate a wall kick. Get on up there, hit your head on the ceiling, have to do the QSLG again. No big deal. QSLG, go to the right so that you can jump forward onto the slope and put in an input on the analog stick and die. So, a good one. QSLGs are also pretty chokeable. It's like, it's not 1 frame. I don't know how many frames it is. It's like 6 frames or something. 4 frames maybe. It's not too bad. But if you like touch the analog stick at all, that'll frame perfectly kill you. So, you gotta be careful. As long as you're hitting the A button before you're touching the analog stick, they are not hard, like, at all. And this room is pretty... I have a lot of experience with QSLGs, so this room is fairly repeatable, no problem. On to the spike wall kick room that gave me so much grief before. But we know how to do it now. We know how to do spikes. We know we go around them, so this room shouldn't be that hard. Just kidding, I died of the first quicksand pit. Okay, back to the beginning of the 3-room run. I love how much of this is, because like obviously I lined up the footage first and now I'm post-commentating it. I love how much of this is coming back to me. Of like the idea I had when lining up this footage, what I might say. I'm looking at the timeline of what's to come and I don't remember any of this. But as soon as I see the room I'm in, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember how this goes. Anyway, not too bad a room, just go around the spikes. Plenty of room on that last jump. This is not a new room, although I was confused at first because I didn't recognize it. It's just momentum jumps again. We've seen this momentum jump room. I died to it before. On my first try, actually. But we clear it. Is this the success? What's next? It's the fucking gatekeeper room, man. It's here again to kill another run. But it's okay because I will beat it this time. I will be victorious. Just kidding. I died to it again. What the hell? Oh, yeah. So after that, I took a break. I was like, why did it reset? I took a break for dinner after that, which did reset the RNG, so I don't have to do the gatekeeper room first again. I was going to look like I'm a big baby and reset, so I didn't have to do it first. But I promise you, I just took a break to eat dinner. Anyway, we get that slope room first, this run instead. Nice, and then, you know, easy momentum jump room. So maybe resetting to take a break to eat dinner was the play. That's why I showed me choosing the hard difficulty again was because I had stopped playing at that point and had to come back to it later. And it's back. It's back. So we don't even get to skip it. My penalty for re-rolling the RNG is that I die to it again. So yeah, if you were like, oh, it'd be shitty if you re-rolled the RNG and won like that, guess what? You got your wish. I died. I have to do it first anyway. Karma, I suppose. But we do that first. Second is a new room that we somehow have not seen up to this point with metal cap water mechanics. Very easily chokeable. Remember the things I said when we saw this mechanic last time? That's right. You have to jump off the platform as late as you possibly can. Like, you have to be almost falling off the platform and then do the jump input. Luckily, we do have infinite metal cap timer in this room, so time is not an issue, as far as I can tell. I never even approached the timer. But yeah, the rest of this obstacles aren't that bad once you get past that starts. It's a little rough, but it's doable. You just, like I said, just jump as late as possible, and you're golden. Next room. Oh, the QSLG room again. We can do QSLGs though, so shouldn't be too bad. Taking another sip of water. I'm surprised my voice has lasted this long. I mean, I've gone through almost the entire bottle. Time flies, huh? Play it safe here. I'm too afraid to go up and over in one movement. I don't know why I'm nervous. It's like, it's the second room. Like, if I have to reset again, it's oh well. What's our third room? It's this room again. It's the gatekeeper room again. And guess what? I die to it immediately again. I hate this room. This room only shows up third. Is it hard programmed, or am I just that unlucky? It's insane that I kept getting this room. Anyway, on to the next room. Another new room that I haven't seen before. This uses that, like, perpendicular slope mechanic thing, which we can now see it a lot easier how it works. Jump up here, ground pound to your perpendicular, tap A and hold it, and you'll make it to that spring. Same thing here, but I touched the analog stick, so I wasn't perfectly perpendicular and fell off that slope. Just fine. Here's what it looks like when you do it correctly. It's actually super cool. The super cool mechanic. Again, another one. I learned it from, say it with me, Senseless Delirium. Onto room 2. This is the pole room. This is free. You never die to this room. So I'm like, oh man, this is great RNG. Maybe this is the run. It's only 3 rooms that you have to do. Now, I will... actually, we'll talk about that later. Will I have time later? I do the wall kicks because I'm scared. I'm like, oh wait, this might be the run. Look how scared I'm playing, dude. I do hit my head on the ceiling, which is funny, but I'm not punished for it. And then another new room, a wing cap room. How am I still getting new rooms? This room, well, we'll see. I'm so scared, dude. The wing cap goes out into the quicksand. I'm like, all right, please let this box respawn, because I'm not going out there. Thank you for making the box respawn. It actually respawns by, you know, vanilla, but... And then it's just dodge some pylons, which is really easy. No problem. That's all 3 rooms done. Onto this. What is this? So I want to talk about those rooms for a second. I believe there's 15 total, because after beating the game, you unlock the Pit of 15 Trials, where you have to do all 15 in a row. It might be a fun thing to grind, actually. I'm not sure yet, but Pit of 15 Trials not required for completion, so it will not be in this video. Do not expect it. But we do have this boss fight where you have to kick all of the crystals 5 times. They do spawn randomly, but it's pretty free. It's kind of just like a victory lap, it feels like. So that's nice. So we're done, right? No, we're not done, because what would a Romhack be without the mandatory end level that contains references to all of the levels that are otherwise found in the hack? Every good hack's gotta have one, right? Every good hack has gotta have that ending. You know, the void in Mario's New Earth is the one I keep coming back to, because it's the only one I have memorized. Gotta have that long Super Kaizo level at the end that references all of the levels in this hack. Problem with this, there's only 5 levels in this hack, so this one can't be that long. I say problem, that's kind of a blessing, honestly. I love that there's a railing up here so you don't go careening to your own death, and then I just don't even use it. I know, I look at the railing, I'm like, what? I wonder what that was for. What was that noise? Onto another Book's wall kick. I don't even remember what hack Book's wall kick is a reference to now. And the final boss. Does it have 3 HP or 5 HP? This is the hardest boss in the game. I'm gonna make this look easy. I'm gonna make myself look stupid. If you ever... So you have to survive until the thing spawns, hit it, and then you're guaranteed to take 3 damage. If you get those, like, diamonds that are floating in the sky like that, you're almost never gonna get any of the coins. It is horrible RNG. So I basically just reran this over and over again until I got a run that didn't have those diamond obstacles too many times. And that was the only way I won. Here I'm like scared. It looks easy. I promise you this took me forever. Because those diamonds in the sky kept spawning and I kept not getting any coins and I would just die from the lava. But anyway, I got really good RNG this attempt because they only showed up first and then I got the much easier patterns every other spawn. So thankfully, with good spawns, I was able to beat this boss. And beat the hack. Like you. Thank you for making this hack. And if you watch this video, thank you for watching this video. This hack was the perfect difficulty for me. I really don't enjoy Kaizo. It makes me really mad. But this was the perfect difficulty. It was genuinely a lot of fun. It took me total 2 to 3 hours, somewhere in there. And yeah, it was a great time. If you made it this far, let me know, because I don't think anybody's going to make it this far. But if you did, let me know. Either way, thank you for watching. Have a good one.